The road to 1,000 break and runs, rack 130, 9-ball, 9-foot table, World 9-ball Tour format break using a template rack. We're trying to make the one on the side. This break's a big stroke break, not a power break. Alright, the one goes toward the side, it goes in, the cue ball goes off the left-hand long rail back through the stack, hitting the 9-ball, and ends up down here on the breaking end of the table. Alright, real quick, you're going to see me switch cue balls. It's the same exact cue ball. One's brand new, one's a little bit older. I break with my older one to protect the new one in case it was to go off the table during breaking. Therefore, the new one stays new longer. Same exact cue ball, one's new, one older, same place. Alright, and the 2 balls by the 9, I have just enough room to squeeze the cue ball by to pocket the 2 ball in the upper left. I went ahead and removed the template rack in case the cue ball was to go over top of it. I do not want to sway its path. Shooting the 2 in the upper left, a little bit of high right spin around 1 o'clock, just pocketing it, sending the cue ball back down table through the center of the table to play position on the 3 here in the lower left. Alright, I'm trying to think of a good way to play position on this 4 ball to increase my odds. Of course, I could play it in the upper right-hand corner pocket, but I believe a little bit of low right spin and dragging it cue ball up table to play the 4 in the side is my best option. Using the side pockets on the 9-footer a lot more than you do the bar table. Pocketing the 3 ball here in the lower left, I'm going to use a low right spin around 5 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock on the cue ball. Go off the left-hand long rail and drag the cue ball up toward the middle of the table, far enough to where I can pocket the 4 in the side. Just as so, nice and easy, spinning the cue ball up table, not using much power at all. If you guys would, hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alright, pocketing the 4 ball here on the side, I have a couple options. The 5 does pass the 9. I could bounce straight back out and play the 5 in the upper right, but I'm going to do something really natural here. I'm not sure if it's right or not, but the 5 goes in the upper left, so I just roll the 4 ball in with a high center spin, bounce off the right-hand long rail just a little bit, pretty much get straight in on the 5 ball here. I do have a little bit of an outside angle, which is perfect. You'll see exactly why in a moment. When pocketing the 5 by the 9 in the upper left-hand corner pocket, the cue ball is going to float a little bit to my right, so it's going to put me in line with the 6, basically in the same exact pocket. Nice and simple, not much cue ball movement here whatsoever. Also low speed cue ball movement, so it's easy to keep control of. Would have liked to stop just a little bit shorter, and you'll see why here in just a moment as well. But pocketing the 6 ball in the upper left, center high spin about 12 o'clock on the cue ball. Trying to keep it very, very simple, nothing drastic whatsoever. I wasn't comfortable, so I did get up and get back down the shot to make sure everything was in line. Rolling the 6 ball in here, bouncing the cue ball off the left-hand long rail. Nice simple shot on the 7 ball in the upper right-hand corner pocket here. Very, very simple. I'm going to play just a little bit of high left spin around 11 o'clock on the cue ball. Not much left-hand spin at all. Just a little bit to bounce off the upper in rail and bounce out here toward the middle of the table, leaving myself a nice shot on the 9 ball. Now, you've made all these great shots throughout the rack. This goes for everyone here. You want to give the 9 ball a lot of respect. I know it looks very simple, but give it respect. Go through your pre-shot routine, get down, commit, and shooting this 9 ball here in the upper left will conclude this rack on the road to 1,000 break and runs. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you would, please check out my sponsors, and thank you very much for watching.